Today we will be talking about motion of a particle in crossed electromagnetic field. So we will see when a particle is moving from electromagnetic field how it will behave. So for that let's consider a particle in 3 dimension. The direction of electric field acting on it will be along z axis and direction of magnetic field will be along x axis. So the forces acting on that particle because of these both fields is given by Lorentz force equation, which is F electric is equal to Q into E bar, where Q is a charge and E is electric field, and force due to magnetic field is given by F magnetic is equal to Q into V bar cross B bar. So these are the forces acting on that particle when it will passing through the field. So we have to see how the particle will move from that field, means what will be its trajectory. So when particle is moving from this field, the path traced by it will be given by this. This particle will trace this path, and why but this particle is tracing moving like this. So when a particle is initially at rest, its velocity will be 0 and only electric field will act on it. We can see from this formula here, initially velocity is 0, this term will get 0. So therefore there will be no magnetic field acting on that particle. So therefore only electric field force will act on that particle, and direction of that particle will be in the upward direction. So consider this is the direction of velocity when particle starts moving. So after it moves some distance, like if this particle is here, then the direction of velocity will be in this direction. So it has some velocity and magnetic field force is also started acting on it. So this will be the direction of velocity, and electric field force will always act in the upward direction. So this is the direction of electric field force, this is velocity, and here we can see that the magnetic force is always perpendicular to velocity and magnetic field. So this force will be perpendicular to this velocity. So therefore direction of magnetic field force will be perpendicular to velocity. Therefore it will deflect in this direction, it will not go like this, it will deflect, and the path traced by it will be like this. So if consider this is the maximum point, so at this point direction of velocity will be in this direction, this is the velocity, electric field will always act in the upward direction, and magnetic field force will be perpendicular to velocity, means in this direction. So therefore it will again get deflected in the downward direction, and it will come to this point, and again the cycle continues and it will move in this path. So this path is called as cycloid. So when a particle is moving from electromagnetic field, it will trace a cycloid path, and its motion is called as cycloid motion. So we will now find out mathematical expression for its trajectory. So for that let's consider a particle is in 3 dimension and its position coordinates are given as 0, y of t and z of t. Here there is no motion of a particle along x axis, therefore there is x coordinate is 0. So we have position coordinate as 0, y of t. Here t means position is depend upon time, so this is a dependence. And now velocity is given by velocity vector, velocity coordinates are given by 0, y dash of t and z dash of t. Here y dash represent derivative of y with respect to time, and z dash represent dz by dt. So this is the velocity along y axis and velocity along z axis, and let's consider acceleration as 0, y double dash of t and z double dash of t. Here double dash means double derivative, means y double dash is equal to d square y upon dt square, and z double dash is equal to double dot is equal to dz d square z upon dt square. Now we have to find the equation of that cycloid motion. So for let's consider the effective force acting on that particle. So effective force will be given by Lorentz force equation, means effective force is equal to effective force, let's say F is equal to Q into E bar plus V bar cross B bar. V bar cross B bar. This is due to Lorentz force. This is the Lorentz force equation. And by Newton's second law, we have F bar is equal to m a bar. This is Newton's second law. This is Newton's second law. Now we have to equate this equation. F is equal to Q E bar plus V bar cross B bar is equal to m a bar. So we have to calculate what is V bar cross B bar. So how to calculate cross product? By taking its determinant. So let's take determinant of these two. V bar cross B bar is equal to determinant of x cap, y cap, z cap, and coordinates of V cap are y bar, V bar is y dot z dot, and magnetic field B bar is acting along only x direction. Magnetic field is acting along x direction only. So therefore there is only x component of magnetic field and y and z components are 0. So when we calculate this determinant, we get the term b0 z dot y cap minus b0 y dot z cap. So we get V bar cross B bar is equal to B0 Z dot Y cap and minus B0 Y dot Z cap. So put this value in force equation and we get F is equal to Q into, so electric field is also acting along Y direction only. So therefore we can write E bar as E0. Here E0 is acting along Z direction. So therefore only Z component we can write plus B0 Z dot Y cap minus B0 Y dot Z cap is equal to m into acceleration coordinates are given by y double dot and z double dot. So we can write it as y double dot y cap plus z double dot z cap. So let's separate this y cap and z cap components. Q0 QB0 z cap is equal to m z dot is equal to y double dot and q e0 minus q b0 y dot is equal to m z double dot. So these are the two equations we have, and these are the differential equations. So we have to solve this equation. So first consider a term omega is equal to q b0 upon m. So this is the cyclotron frequency. So we have to put omega is equal to q b0 upon m in both this equation. Cyclotron frequency means if only magnetic field is acting on that particle, it will, if only magnetic field acting on that particle, so it will trace a circular path. So we have, so this is the omega is equal to, this is the cyclotron frequency. So we have to put this value. So let's arrange this equation for q b0 upon m is equal to y double dot and q b0 e0 upon b0 minus y dot is equal to m z double dot. Here we get y double dot is equal to y double dot is equal to omega z dot, and here we have q b0 upon m e naught upon b naught minus y dot is equal to z double dot. Therefore omega e naught upon b naught minus y dot is equal to z double dot. So we get these two equations. Let's say this is equation 1 and let's say this is equation number 2. So let's differentiate this equation number 2 with respect to time, and we get, so this omega e0 upon b0 is constant, therefore derivative of this term will remain 0, and we get the term z triple dot is equal to minus omega y double dot. So this is the equation when we get after differentiating, and we have the value of y double dot as omega z dot. So therefore we get z triple dot is equal to minus omega square z dot. So this equation is similar to the equation of simple harmonic motion. So the solution for this equation of simple harmonic motion, we can write it as z dot is equal to vz max sine omega t plus delta. So here this is the amplitude term, and this is the standard solution. So we have to calculate these two unknown terms. This is vz max and delta. So for that, let's consider a case at t equal to 0. At t equal to 0, we have z dot is equal to 0 and z dot is equal to 0, and then we can get delta is equal to 0. So we have to put this delta in this equation, and we get z dot is equal to vz max sine omega t. So now we have to calculate vz max. So to find vz max, let's consider this equation z dot is equal to vz max sine omega t. So let's differentiate this equation with respect to time, and we get z double dot is equal to vz max omega cos omega t. So we get this equation, and earlier we have derived the equation z double dot is equal to omega e0 upon b0 minus y dot. Earlier we have derived this equation. So let's equate this both equation, and we get vz max omega cos omega t is equal to omega e0 upon b0 minus y dot. So here omega get cancel, and vz max cos omega t is equal to e0 upon b0 minus y dot. So from this equation we can calculate the value of vz max. So for that, let's consider the case at t is equal to 0. At t equal to 0, we have y dot is equal to 0. So therefore by calculating this, we get vz max is equal to so here t is equal to 0, this is 1, this is 0. So we get vz max is equal to e0 upon b0 upon b0. So therefore we have the equation e0. So this equation becomes, put the value of vz max, and we get e0 upon b0 cos omega t is equal to e0 upon b0 minus y dash, and rearranging this equation we get y dash is equal to e0 upon b0 1 minus cos omega t. So this is the equation for y dot, and now consider the equation for z dot. From this equation, put value of vz max as e0 upon b0, and we get z dot is equal to e0 upon b0 sine omega t. So we get these two equations, y dot and z dot. So for calculation of the trajectory, we have to integrate this both equation with respect to time. So let's integrate these two equations with respect to time, and we get z is equal to integration e naught upon b naught sine omega t dt is equal to E naught upon B naught integration from 0 to t sine omega t dt. So we get Ez of E naught upon B naught is equal to 1 minus cos omega t. So we get this equation for z, and for y dot let's integrate this equation also with respect to time, and we get E naught upon B naught integration dt minus integration cos omega t dt, and y is equal to E0 upon B0 omega t minus sine omega t. So we get these two equations. So we have to combine these both equation to calculate the equation of trajectory. So for that, let's arrange this equation for cos omega t and sin omega t. Let's put this r is equal to E0 upon B0 omega to simplify the equation, and we get z is equal to r 1 minus cos omega t. So therefore z minus r upon r is equal to minus cos omega t, and for y we have y is equal to r omega t minus sin omega t. So y minus omega rt is equal to minus sin omega t, and here upon r. So after squaring and adding these both equation, we get our final equation z minus r bracket square plus y minus omega rt bracket square is equal to r square. So this is the trajectory for cycloid motion. So this equation is similar to equation of a circle. So the path traced by that particle will be like this. This is a semicircle. So this is the equation. So this is the path, and this is the equation for motion of a particle when it is passing from electromagnetic field. So the coordinates of its center is given by 0, omega r, t and r. This is the coordinates for center of that circle traced by that particle here, and we have v is equal to r omega. V is equal to r omega is equal to E0 upon B0. So this is the equation of a motion when a particle is moving from electromagnetic field. So let's revise the term. When a particle is moving from electromagnetic field, it will trace a cycloid path, and its equation is given by this. So for that, first we have considered force electric field force is equal to QE, and magnetic field force is equal to Q E bar dot cross V bar. So this is the Lorentz force equation. This both force will act simultaneously on that particle, so that when this particle starts moving upwards, it is deflected because of magnetic field, so that the path traced by this particle is cycloid motion.